As the sign says, today we got chicken stock. Now, when I did my video on harissa and hot wings, you'll notice when I butchered the wings, I kept the little nubbins. Now, by the way, I like wings a lot. This is about 5 pounds of chicken wings. Or, well, the tips of the wings. The first thing we're going to do with it is we're going to coat it with a little bit of tomato paste. I've worked with some chefs that go with a ton of tomato paste, others that very little. I am closer to the very little. So I've got about 3 tablespoons, and like I said, this is about 5 pounds of chicken. Wings, bones, whatever. Like I said, I just save this stuff up, throw it in the freezer in a zip top bag, and when I've got enough, I make some stock. Oh, by the way, you'll notice the slow cooker on the back. Just a foreshadowing. So we'll get this all coated up, and we're going to roast this off. You can either roast it off, or you can just throw it right in. If you do not roast it off, you're going to get a lot of impurities that are going to come to the surface, and also a lot of the fat that's still in there in the chicken bones and stuff like that in the skin is not going to render it out. The oven will take care of all of that, and you're going to get a nice little caramelization on that, which is going to add to the color. Wait till the end. You're going to love the color on this. So pop it in a 400-degree oven. About an hour, hour and a half. Every great stock has got good bones in the oven and good vegetation. One thing that I learned a long time ago in working for, well, my first chef, he brought up the old computer programming motto of garbage in, garbage out. This is true, especially when making stocks. You put garbage in there, you're going to get garbage out. This is, remember that. So I've got vegetation that goes in there. Got an onion, 2 carrots, 3 celery stalks, got some parsley. I got a leek. Now, thing is with leeks, this part down here until it starts to turn dark green is edible. Down here, or well, up here, not so much. However, it doesn't mean it doesn't have any culinary value. And to tell you the truth, I'm going to use the bottom part of this leeks for something else. The top, that's going in my stock. So first thing we got to do is prep these. One, make sure this is clean. Make sure your celery's clean. I don't mind the leaves on there. That's fine. Carrots. The bitterest part of the carrot is this outer skin. I'm going to peel that. The onion, again, peel it, take off this little nub in here, the root end, and take this off. This is all bitter. I want all good flavors going into that, into the stock. So I'm going to clean these up, and I'll be back when we're ready with that. I've got everything prepped. Got my carrots chopped up into manageable sizes. I peeled them also. We're going to give these a little bit of a roast. Leeks, I used maybe 1/3 of the top on that one leek. That's all you really need. And why am I using leeks? Can you tell me? Pop quiz. An albumin has a distinct quality in stocks that it is able to latch on to impurities and clarify the stock. So little leeks in there is not going to hurt. So that's going on there. My celery. You'll notice I didn't come up with my best knife skills on this. I just chopped them up. That's all you want. So celery, onion. Again, here's my onion. Nothing special when it comes to chopping it up. It's all gonna get extracted, the flavors from it, as we go. These are gonna go in the oven also. Just a little bit, probably nowhere near as long as the chicken bones will, but just enough to get a little color on it. Oh, while you're at it, go ahead and do these. Like, subscribe, smash notifications, leave a comment, you know, smash all the buttons down there. But, you know, not the dislike. Hey everybody, about an hour and a half after I started roasting off those bones and stuff like that, they came out, had a nice little color to them. So threw it in the pot for the slow cooker. Also put it in a bouquet garni. That's coming up in just a second. No, I did not wrap it in cheesecloth. If you want to go ahead and do that, go right ahead, knock yourself out. I'm not going to bother because I'm going to strain all this out. So I set my slow cooker to high, and then once it started really getting violent and bubbling and stuff like that, I cut it down to medium, or, well, my low setting. Just a quick little point. Every half hour, I want you to go in there, into your stock, with a ladle and a slop bucket. And I want you to skim off all the impurities. You'll know it looks like a nice little foam. And all the grease. You want to get all that out just to make sure that your stock is, well, one, clear, and two, it won't taint your flavor of your stock. Don't skip that step. Hey everybody, I'm really having some issues here today. Can't get the camera working, the microphone, all that stuff. I'm going to start straightening this out, just one ladle at a time. And you'll see why I do it this way. So eventually, hey, if you don't have one of these strainers, again, a wire strainer or a colander lined with cheesecloth will do fine. Don't worry about that. Also, look at the color on this. Now, this is why I started off with a ladle. So I'm going to strain the rest of it off camera and, well, clean up my mess. Everything's strained, mess is cleaned up. Time to get this cooling. Best way to cool it, throw a wire rack in your sink, put this on the wire rack, fill it with cold water up to the stock line, and then fill it with ice. Don't go throwing it in the refrigerator because that's not going to happen. You're just going to warm up everything in your refrigerator. So while you're doing this, give it a stir every now and then until it's down below 40 degrees. And I'll explain why in just a minute. Oh, hey. Welcome back. Today's the next day. Well, today is always the next day, depending on your reference. So it looks like a bowl full of meat jello. That's exactly what you want. That means you got a good extraction. So what you can do with this is portion it out. Either freezer bags, muffin tins. I've seen ice cube trays. Pour them into those, freeze them up. Then you can pop them out, throw them in a bag, zipped out bag, and freeze them. Or, you know, throw them into deli containers, whatever, portion them out. But you got to, this is not something you're gonna wanna have hanging around in your refrigerator for 2 or 3 weeks. If you're not gonna use it within the next couple of days, like me, I'm not gonna use it. I'm gonna throw this in the freezer. Now you've learned how to make stock, you know, go ahead, give it a try. You may not use it all the time, but it's always something to have in your back pocket. Key point to remember the cooling, remember proper cooling. You've got 2 hours to get from 140 degrees down to 70 degrees, then you have another 4 hours to get from 70 to 40 degrees, below 40 degrees. throwing it into your refrigerator is not going to work. All that's going to do is raise the temperature in your refrigerator and put the rest of your food in temperature danger zone. Not very good. Best way, throw it in the sink, throw some ice in there. Good. I mean, I've been known to, well, in a snowy day in May or September in Colorado, I've been known to throw it on my table out on the deck, surrounded by about 6 to 7 inches of snow. Yes, we've had snowstorms like that in May and September. Just remember, you gotta cool it fast. And you gotta cool it efficiently. So, you learn how to do that, you're good. Remember, like, subscribe, smash all the buttons. I'll see you next time.